Hello.
Yeah.
Hi,
Hello.
Josephine. Hi, I'm Brinda,
Hi.
and we have Josephine here. Josephine Lim is a project maintainer for Wikimedia Commons Android app, which she'll tell you what that app does. And she's also been granted the IEG grant by Wikimedia Foundation. She also interned for Wikimedia in December 2015 uh, uh, with Outreachy FOSS program. She believes that contributing to global dissemination of knowledge is a huge goal for her, and it should be an important thing for everybody else as well, right, Josephine?
Oh,
I
yes,
think
definitely.
okay. So uh, we'll be starting with the questions that we have made for you, and then we'll go on and hopefully have something to hopefully have some questions from the people who are watching, right? So anything else that you want to add about yourself, you can do that, and then we'll start with the questions.
Oh, no, that's all right. We can go straight to the questions.
Okay. So our first question would be, what was your first contribution to an open source project, and to which organization?
So the first time I contributed to an open source project was actually in my Outreachy application. So you know how you have to do a little bug fix or contribute a bit of code to an organization in order to apply for the internship. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much how I started, with my mentor showing me how to fork a project and submit a pull request and everything. So it was a very hands-on and guided process. I felt like showing me the ropes instead of just wondering what to do. Yeah,
That's
so that was to the Wikimedia Foundation, which is the organization that I did my internship with.
okay. So that's cool. Uh, what the second question would be, what were the major difficulties that you faced while starting with your contributions?
Well, honestly, GitHub is not a very easy version control system to use if it's your first time using it, I think. It does take quite a lot of reading,
Yeah,
something that a new person would get intuitively, I think.
sure. It's not very easy to get a hand
So
of hang of.
yeah, definitely. So I do quite a bit of research on what all the commands meant in GitHub, like what it means to pull or push or commit or merge or anything. So yeah, I think that's pretty much the biggest hurdle in getting started with open source contributions. Mandatory that you know GitHub, but it is a bit of a hurdle to start with it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so what open source organizations or projects are you involved with these days?
Currently, I'm the project maintainer of the Commons Android app. That's the app that lets people submit their photos from their phone to Commons. Has You know, the usual way of submitting your photos to Wikimedia Commons is to transfer your photos to your computer and go to your the upload wizard and transfer it from there. So that's like a really long-winded process for people who just want to take the photos with their mobile phone camera.
Yeah,
So the app that I'm working on is sort of shortcuts the process for a lot of people.
yeah, yeah. I've seen the advertise. I've seen the your deco. So anyway,
Oh, that's
yeah.
really nice.
Yeah. So next would be, what is the coolest thing that you have coded till now, or got the touch of working on? I think it would be the Commons app.
Yes, yes. That's the same answer, unfortunately. It is. I do think it's pretty cool. The app has a pretty interesting history in that it was started by the Wikimedia Foundation a few years ago, And at some point, they decided that they didn't have the manpower or the resources to continue maintaining it. So they pulled it from the store because their engineers weren't, they didn't have enough engineers to carry on working on it. So about a year after that, Nicholas, who was the previous maintainer of the app, they put it back on the store. It was always available through open source. So he put it on the store as a community maintained app. And yeah, we've been working on it since. And even as community maintained app, it has quite a bit of support. We've gotten a lot of new users and people who like using it, who feel that it helps them contribute to Wikipedia or to Commons.
Yeah. Okay. So the next question would be, okay, how did you find out about Outreachy?
Oh, I think it was part of a Women in Computer Science group when I was studying at the University of Auckland. I actually saw them post about it in a few times, but I never really got around to participating until just after I graduated.
So you
But yeah,
participated just after graduation.
sorry.
You participated in Outreachy just after you graduated. Is that so?
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah. So if it hadn't been for Outreachy, I wouldn't have been able to join the open source internship, since Google Summer of Code requires that you're a current student.
Yeah, definitely, yes. Yeah, that as
Yeah.
well as Outreachy is, I think, more friendly towards beginners.
Yeah, it definitely is. Do you know, when I attended the hackathon where there was a team of us working on the Commons app, 3 out of 3 of the girls on my team were from Outreachy. So yeah, there's like a multi-generational thing going on there.
So Outreachy is really facilitating, like really working towards its goal and working well, you would say.
Oh yes, definitely. I'll definitely think so.
Definitely. Okay. So how can someone get started with contributing to Wikimedia Android Commons app, or generally any repo of Wikimedia related?
Well, actually, the Commons app, we use a slightly different process from most of the other Wikimedia projects. If you want to get started on the other projects like the MediaWiki installations or the Wikipedia app or anything, I think you would need to sign up for Fabricator and
Yeah.
Jared as well. I'm not really sure exactly how they do it, but I believe that is the majority of their workflow. For the Commons app, we use GitHub instead of Jared. And we do our issue tracking in GitHub as well. We do not use Fabricator for most of our tasks or issue tracking. So yeah, the answer to the two questions is a little bit different. If you want to start contributing to Wikimedia in general, I would suggest that you check out Fabricator. And if you want to get started with the Commons app, then you should look at our GitHub page. Our GitHub page is Commons app. And yeah, I can post the URL here later.
Okay.
So if you just
We can
introduce
post the
yourself.
link in we can post the link in the description below the video, right, on YouTube.
Let me just see if I can send it to you. Hold on a second. Yeah, I can't really post anything on the live chat, but I just sent you the link.
Yeah, I have the link. So before posting the
Okay.
video, we'll add it in the description, right?
Oh yeah, that's great.
Right. Okay. So
And so if you would like, if anyone wants to start contributing to it, just choose any issue that you would want and introduce yourself. We will try to help you as much as we can. Yeah, that's about it.
thanks. Okay. So I'll be looking at the comments app for sure now. Um, So the next question would be, what can someone do if they don't know how to code and still want to contribute to Wikimedia projects?
I think Outreachy is actually a really good way to start if they are women or they qualify for the other requirements. Because as far as I know, Outreachy allows non-coding projects.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I think there's actually space for lots of different roles in Wikimedia projects, like photographers or people who want to do documentation
Yeah,
or
marketing
who
and
want
stuff
to
like that.
and like maybe conducting workshops in their local area. I think Wikimedia has a few rapid grants for people who just want to conduct, a one-off workshop that doesn't take too much money. So you can apply for them to fund your workshop. You can invite all the people in your local area, teach them how to edit Wikipedia or how to contribute to Commons. If you want to teach them to use the Commons app, we can help you with that. So yeah. There's lots of ways, really, I think.
That's very cool. So Wikimedia should advertise these events more, right? Not a lot of people know
Oh,
about
yeah.
this.
Yeah, they should. I think lots of people don't know that there's actually a local Wikimedia community or that they can apply for grants to do these kind of things.
Yeah. Okay. So you mentioning grants, you are also you also have the IEG grant, right? Uh, that
Yes, yes.
that Wikimedia offers. Can you tell us about it and what is the process like, application, and what are the prerequisites, etc.?
Okay, so first I'll start off by saying that I applied for my grant initially last year. So things have changed by now. The process, I think, has changed a little bit. It's called the project grant now, not an individual engagement grant. But the basics are still the same, I believe. So to start, the process of applying is basically you draft a proposal. List down what you plan on doing, how you plan on achieving it, what budget you want to apply for. And after you draft your proposal, you announce it in the community so that the community can endorse your proposal. That's really important because that's a big part of how the judges decide which proposals to accept, I believe.
Okay. Okay. So this is the process now, like the current process, right?
I believe they would not have changed these basics, but if you really want to be sure then about what um, the exact current process is, you should look up the project grants on Wikimedia. But I do think that the basic process has remained the same from last year.
Okay. So another thing, what is the timeline for applying for these grants? Is there a specific time that the applications are open, or is it always open? Something like that.
Yes, yes. When I applied, there was a timeline. It was twice a year. I believe at some point they decided they wanted to try to do it 4 times a year. Then that didn't really succeed. So I think we're back to twice a year now. When I applied, the deadline was around June or something for one of the applications. So that might have changed currently. But if you want all the current how do I put it? If you want the exact information on deadlines, I would strongly suggest you visit the Wikimedia Project Grant site, and they should have it on the front page.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll post that link as well in the description, right?
Yes,
For the
yes,
video,
please do.
right? Okay. So next question would be, what is the one thing that you would have done better while starting out that you would like to share with the people who are now starting? Is there any such specific thing?
Well, I think if I could give myself myself of 2 years ago, any advice, it would be that believe in yourself, because I think for a lot of people, especially women, we tend to think too little of ourselves. We lack the confidence to has in I don't know. Well, personally, I have this sort of imposter syndrome where I think, nah, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. Other people are better. And I think if all of us are, I think us newbies, we give ourselves too little credit, and some of us are afraid to believe that our work is worth something and that we can actually do what we want to do. Other people are not any better, even if they appear like they know everything and they're more confident. From what I've noticed, even the most experienced developers, they get things wrong sometimes. They introduce bugs into the code. They have to ask on Stack Overflow or look up how to do a particular thing. And so, yeah, if I could give myself any advice a year ago, I would say, just go for it and believe in yourself.
Yeah, that's good advice for, I think, any new person, even somebody who's been working for some time. I think it's good advice.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I think so too. Yeah, hopefully it helps someone out there.
Yeah. What are the things that you learn while contributing to open source that you think you would have otherwise not learned?
I think a major benefit of contributing to open source is that you get a lot of feedback on your work, because lots of people can access your code, they can read it, they can review it, compared to like in a closed source environment where maybe only your supervisor or the person you're working with can see it. So you get a variety of feedback and advice, and sometimes people give conflicting feedback, but that's actually a good thing because there are lots of workflows and code styles and best practices that people don't necessarily agree with. So it's good to get a wide range of opinions and input. It sort of like broadens your mind, and you can get insight into different ways of doing things instead of just one person's way, like your supervisor's way or your partner's way. Hello, have I lost you? Hello?
Hi. Hello. Hi.
Hi, yeah.
Hi. So
Can you
sorry.
hear me?
My
No worries.
I don't know what happened to my internet connection. So sorry.
Yeah, it happens. No
Yeah.
worries.
Okay. So we were talking about yeah. So what are the things that you learned while contributing to open source that you don't think you would have otherwise learned? Can we? recaps.
Did you get most of my answer?
No, I did not.
Oh no, no. All right. Yeah, I'll go over it again.
It might be there
So
in the video though, but we can just, go at it
all
again
right.
once. Right?
Yeah, sure. I think the main benefit of contributing to open source for me was that I could get feedback on my code. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay. So you left the call.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. So I could get feedback on my code from a variety of people. So if you were contributing to closed source, there are very few people who have access to your code usually, like just basically your team or your supervisor. But with open source, your code is out there. Anyone can comment on it, and I think you can get opinions from a wide variety of backgrounds, like different code styles or workflows or best practices. So I think it helps you have an all-rounded get all-rounded feedback instead of just sticking to one particular style or only getting feedback from one particular person.
Mm, yeah, definitely. Okay. So another question that just came across is, as a woman, what specific problems did you go through, or you faced while starting out?
Um, Actually, not there weren't too many problems that were gender specific for me. I think that the open source community as a whole is very inclusive and welcoming to women. Possibly the main hurdle that I encountered was the imposter syndrome that I think that a lot of women might have issues with. Um, but aside from that, possibly the fact that it's difficult to feel like you're the odd one out. Like if you were going to a class and it was 50% women, then you would feel like, you're more normal and there's lots of people you can identify with. But if you are the only girl in your class or at your workplace or whatever, then it might be more difficult to fit in or to bond with people.
Definitely.
But I think there's been a lot of moves recently to try and increase diversity, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Outreach is one of them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Outreach.
Um,
There is Wales called Summer of
so
Cooking.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So I think it will be better for women who are graduating in the future, hopefully.
Yeah. So another one is how. So your was your degree in computer science? Did you graduate from college in computer science, or uh, what did you basically study?
Um, well, my first degree was not in computer science, though. I worked in a different field for a while, and then I did a conversion course for computer science quite recently. So yes and no. I mean, I did go to college, but not for the full 3 years for a bachelor's of computer science. It
So
was a graduate diploma, which is for people that have a degree in a different field and want to make a career change, basically.
so what drove you to make that career change?
I was quite unhappy in my previous career. It was not a good fit in a lot of ways, and I've always had this thing for computers, building things that work, and the ethos of open source, sharing things with the global community. So yeah, I finally decided to make that change, and I think it was a very good change for me. Yeah, I guess you're never too old to make a change, even if you're in your 20s or anything and you haven't started learning coding.
Definitely.
Go ahead and start. It's quite a good thing to be in.
Yeah, definitely. And this is a field that basically invites people who were converted people as well, like right, people who have interdisciplinary, say, experience, right?
Sorry, what's the question?
I just wanted to say that, this is a field that invites interdisciplinary people.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's a lot of ways in which people use computer science nowadays. I think like people from even people who don't want to change their careers, sometimes they want to learn programming because they want to write a script that helps them with their biology experiment or statistical analysis or anything.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so Josephine, that's about it. I think for today, I don't have any more questions. So we will end the discussion here, and hopefully, we'll keep on having discussions like these more often now.
Oh yes, yes. Thank you for inviting me. It was a pleasure to talk to you guys.
Thanks a lot. It was a pleasure to talk to you, seriously.
Yes, thank you. You too.
Okay, thanks a lot. Bye bye. I'm signing off now. Uh,
See ya.